Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Exotic Wine Travel. I'm your host, Matthew Horkey, here in Cyprus, and we have just finished a tasting and possibly tasted our favorite red wine so far in Cyprus. So we're at Vlassides Winery, and we're fortunate enough to be with the owner, winemaker, Vigneron, Sophocles Vlassides. He's actually trained at University of California, Davis. So thank you for your time, Sophocles.
Thank you very much for coming.
You know, your wines have so much texture, and a lot of winemakers say, yeah, our philosophy is to make wine in the vineyard, but you actually practice that. Tell me a little bit about working here with the Cypriot soil, the Cypriot weather, the climate.
I have to tell you that even though Cyprus it's a country that we've been producing wine for 5,500 years ago, we actually started to know our grape varieties in our soil the last, I would say, 20 years. So this is our goal as well. We are giving a lot of effort in understanding our varieties and soil and climate in different areas, and trying to show, to bring what is out there in the winery to produce as much as possible a wine that is giving the character of the vineyard.
So what kind of challenges are you facing out there?
Okay, we are talking about very non-fertile soil, which is actually a good thing if you think about it, because you get a lot of concentration when it comes to the grapes. At the same time, though, we are talking about very low rainfall here in Cyprus and high temperature during the summer. So we have to try to balance this out, and slowly with experience we found out that the best way out is to use the Cypriot varieties that are very well adapted to this climate, and is solving most of the problems. Just to get you an idea about this, the Cypriot varieties are ripening in September, or maybe even October. So at that time, the climate, the weather is cooling down. It's not as hot as in July and August. So you have much better results with the ripening of the grapes.
And you were talking about you don't really have a problem starting the fermentation with natural yeast because it's warm when you're starting the fermentations. Is that correct?
When we pick the grapes, I mean, even when we say that the temperature is cooling down, the temperature during September is during the day is 28 to 30 degrees. Yes, and maybe August we are reaching 32 to even 35. So we are bringing in the grapes normally at around 28, 30, 32 degrees. We are not cooling them down, but we are crushing them directly when we bring them directly from the vineyards. So we know that the fermentation is starting very, very quickly, even when we are adding yeast. That we know adding yeast would mean 12 to 24 hours of multiplying the yeast before you start fermentation going. We know that if we have finished crushing the grapes, say 12 o'clock in midday, by 6-7 o'clock at night we can start feeling the fermentation starting in our tank. So we know it always starts with natural yeast.
Yeah, that's really cool. The winery here is beautiful. I'm going to start talking about the wines a little bit. We're at about 700 meters. Is that where your winery is?
The winery as such is situated here in the area of Koloni, in Nikilani area in Limassol region, at 750 meters above sea level. Our vineyards are in the area of Kilani, but we start from 750 meters where it's the winery, and we go all the way up to 1100.
Wow, some high. So let me show you about some of the wines we really enjoyed. This is Vlassides Sauvignon Blanc from 2016. Really excellent. Here in Cyprus, they have to correct acid a lot of times, but here you don't have to do that. And the wines that we really enjoy are the Cabernet Sauvignon from 2014. This spends 12 months in French oak. And how do I pronounce the Cru wine here? The Art
Opus Artis.
Opus
It
Artis.
used to be called Private Selection.
It's Shiraz, Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, about 33 across the board. And then he's also starting, Sophocles is also starting an experimental line with the Ayorietico. Am I pronouncing that right? which is really nice. I want to talk about your cru wine. I just want to taste this with you and see what you were, look, I mean, this right here, guys, this to me was, and Shireen and I, was possibly the best red wine we've had in Cyprus. I have it at 4.6, 4.7 out of 5. I think it's phenomenal. Talk about, I mean, this is the wine you really, really put a lot of effort into. Tell me a little bit about this wine, what you were looking for.
The whole idea behind this wine is that from experience, we know that we have certain vineyards that we get maximum concentration of the grapes. This is how it starts. So these vineyards are separately harvested. We bring them in. We do a very classic, I would say, fermentation on the skins. And then when we separate from the skins, we go directly into new oak barrels where we finish our fermentation, our alcoholic fermentation, and we continue our malolactic fermentation in the barrels. Each variety separately. And in around November, when already we have finished with all the fermentation going on, we do the blend. And the blend depends on every year. Our goal is to get a wine with maximum aging potential, yes, with a lot of concentration, a lot of complexity. So it's not a standard blend, yes. It could be anything depending on the year.
So it's just, you really just care about making great wine. Washington State getting famous for making actually Cabernet Merlot Syrah blends. So guys, check out this wine. Are you exporting it all? It's all Cyprus.
No, we are quite a small winery, 120,000 bottles per year, and we are selling everything locally.
So you're going to have to come to Cyprus. You have a good excuse. The beaches are wonderful. The food is amazing. And you know what? Once again, it's another winery that have completely blown past our expectations. Anything else you want to add, Shireen?
Oh, come to the winery because they have experimental wines now.
Yeah, they also have a non-SO2 wine, Shiraz, Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, fresh wine. We really enjoyed quite a bit. I'm really impressed overall. I mean, Sophocles, thank you for having us.
Thank you very much for coming.
You're doing this.
Everybody is welcome at our wineries. We are open Monday to Saturday, so just pop in.
Yeah, and the facility is beautiful. We'll probably take a little outside shot and pan it. Put the link in the description box if you like this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Exotic Wine Travel. Come to Cyprus, visit Vlassides, and I will see you in the next episode.